And thank you guys for those follows. I appreciate that support. And then so then when you're at the Oblivion page, you've got a tab up here called Mods. And this is where you've got these subcategories that I was mentioning earlier, the mods that are trending at the moment, the mods that are most endorsed, your top files, and your mod categories. And so you can, like I was mentioning, mod categories, and this gives you the list of all the different mods for various things: audio, textures, animation. But I'll go back to the lush and gaudy water mod. So yeah, you would go to whichever, texture page that you're going to use in the game, and then you scroll down and you go to your file tab, click your manual download, and then that will download your, that'll give you the option to download your file to your computer. And like I was mentioning, for me, whatever file that I get from a website, it always sends it to my download page. So basically what I do is I'll just copy that. I'll copy that file that I downloaded from the Nexus, and then I will create a separate folder to bring that file to. So like I've got this lush and gaudy folder here, and then I'll just download it. There's the zip file. And then again, when you have your file, you basically want to then extract it. Oh, I guess I already did that. Shouldn't that, let me just do it this way. Oh, okay, so that's what it did. So yeah, so basically it will extract all of the information out of the zip file or the WinRAR file that you downloaded from the Nexus web page. And from there you extract your information. And then what I usually do is I will create another folder, and I always name that folder data. Oh, anyways, I'll name it data, and then all of the information that I extracted from the zip file, I dump it into the data folder. And the reason I do that is when I use the Oblivion Mod Manager, I'll open that application up, and then I'll hit the create button, and then I can do, I'll hit the add folder button, and then I'll scroll down to where that, to the location of where the data folder is for lush and gaudy waters. So there's the main lush and gaudy water file. But then I'll just look for the data folder, click on it, and then click OK. And then that'll add all the information into this sub menu. And then I'll just click Create OMod, and then that will show up on the manager. And like I mentioned, when it shows up, hopefully the square will be a green color, because that is an indication that the mod will not conflict with any of the other mods that you've currently got installed in the game. But like the other thing I mentioned, I'll repeat it again because it's certainly helpful. If you watch the YouTubers Gopher and Gamer Poets, I mean, as a matter of fact, let me just quickly check and see. I'm not exactly sure. Well, Oblivion mod. I mean, there's actually a number of people that have tutorials, but the reason I specifically mentioned Gopher and Gamer Poets is because of the way that they share the information. I guess Gopher may not have an Oblivion. Well, here's Gamer Poets talking about Wire Bash. So like I said, that's a little bit more difficult. That's a little bit more involved method of modding. I mean, there's a little bit more of a learning curve to it than there is for the Oblivion mod manager. But most gamers that mod their Bethesda games, I think, swear by Wire Bash being the far better method for managing your mods. Which it probably is. I've just never bothered to use it because I just really have not taken the time to learn it. So here's Gamer Poets with Wire Bash. Let me just see if Gamer Poets, because I would have thought Gopher might have done an Oblivion Mod Manager tutorial, but maybe he doesn't. Gosh. Okay. Actually, here's so here's a Oblivion installation. Well, that's I don't know if that's the manager, but here Gamer Poets does have a tutorial on the loot program, the load order optimization tool. So if you wanted to learn about loot, Gamer Poets has a YouTube for that one. And certainly there's other people that have done tutorials on the Oblivion Mod Manager. But I really like Gopher and Gamer Poets because they present the information clearly, and they speak in a way like there's the one thing that I don't like about so many tutorials is people, they don't speak clearly, or they speak in such a rapid pace that they stumble across their words while they're speaking, and half the time it's like I can't tell what it is they're talking about. But I would have thought for sure that Gopher did a tutorial with the Oblivion Mod Manager, but maybe he didn't. Anyways, there's all kinds of information and tutorials again about the Oblivion Mod Manager and Wire Bash. And but yeah, once you learn those, you can I mean, again, like what I just showed you with the little gameplay that I did. Hey, Jedi, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the host, man. I appreciate it. Uh, how's the modding going? It's actually going a little bit better. Yesterday I had a pretty good run of getting things in place. But that was after I basically had to, I actually had to uninstall all my mods, and I had to uninstall my Oblivion game and reinstall it and start from scratch, which was basically, I think that was like late Saturday night. But it's coming along much better now. I pretty much have all of my large mods installed, and the game is pretty stable, so now I'm going to just focus on smaller texture things and some audio files. So it's actually coming along pretty good now. The real time-consuming mistake I made was I originally thought I could mod Oblivion using the mod organizer, and I really had a terrible time of trying to do that. I mean, I had a really awful time trying to do that. And so I just ended up going back to Oblivion Mod Manager. So now, let's see, did I do chapel music? Alright. Yeah, basically, your Oblivion Mod Manager is what's going to the Oblivion Mod Manager is what's going to okay, you gotta head out? Okay. But yeah, you're welcome for the help, Ogantique, and thank you for the follow, and I'm glad you were able to stop by. And I'm not exactly sure when I'll be doing a actual gameplay. Certainly later this week sometime. But definitely by the weekend I should have the modding all done and have my actual gameplay going. But yeah, it's modding can be enjoyable once you learn it, and you can really just make your game look amazing. Alright, so let's see. Oh, actually I can go ahead and I think I can go ahead and add the two parallax. The parallax files that I was gonna do. Stoked? Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's exciting when you can get your game to look like that. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, Ogantique. You have a good day or night wherever you may be. And we'll see you next time. Jedi, do you often mod your Bethesda games? Elder Scrolls and Fallout, or do you not, or do you prefer playing those titles in vanilla? Which, you know, certain people do, which is fine. Modding can become a headache. You know, when you're trying to deal with certain conflicts and stuff, of course. You modded on PC but not on Xbox? I thought, I guess I thought for some reason that Bethesda don't they offer mods available for the Xbox for the Oblivion games? Or maybe it was only certain titles that they did that. Maybe it was just for maybe it was just for Skyrim and Fallout 4. And I guess maybe Fallout 76 as well now. So only Skyrim and Fallout 4 have mods available on the consoles? Okay. Alright, so I have these parallax textures. You can't put mods on 76 yet? Okay. It seems kind of odd that you can't do that yet, but it's kind of strange. Okay, there's that file. Let's see. What is this? Alright, there we go. Drop those in there, and then you know what? I think I want to do this one first, and then I might want to check the. I might want to start a new game just to see what all that looks like, because this is basically a parallax retexture of the prison when you start the game, and I'd kind of like to see what that would look like. And I add all of this information in the menu, but it's probably just a waste of time. but I figure it might be an easy way to access the mod if I needed to do that for whatever reason. I just find that mods don't work all that great on the consoles and much easier to work with on the PC, though it can still be frustrating. Yeah, I've always thought it was kind of curious when Bethesda established the, I guess it was the Creation Club, and they the first time they announced that they were going to be making mods available for the console gamers, which, I mean, I've always thought that that's the way it should be. I've always felt that there had to be a way to assist, console gamers, to let them have the benefit of mods like all of the PC gamers. But then I got to wondering just exactly how practical how practical is that? I mean, I guess it certainly is being done, but I just wonder if it's more difficult creating mods for the console than it is for the PC. Yeah, and then that's the other thing too. It's like, if you're a PC gamer, you have access to an untold number of mods for absolutely free, with the option to donate to the mod author. But the point is, it's all completely free stuff. But if you're on the console, then you have to pay for the mods. And that just seems kind of rude, I mean, make donation to the mod authors an option, like the way it's being done for the PC gamers, instead of requiring the person to have to spend money if they want the mod. But I don't know, I guess if a gaming company sees an option to make some extra money, they're not going to pass up on that chance, I guess. So you can get free mods as well? Okay. But are those free mods provided under the banner of the Creation Club? Is that like a subcategory in the Creation Club for people who want the free mods? Only the ones that Bethesda deems to work on that specific console. So not as many choose from compared to the PC. Yeah, see, there again, it's a situation where, Bethesda is the deciding factor on what free mods are going to be available. So it's still kind of I don't know. It's still kind of a negative thing. Did I share with you, Jedi, about that new game engine that a number of Morrowind fans put together for the Morrowind game? I was sharing that with somebody. I don't remember who that was. And I forget who it was that shared that information with me, but alright, so that mod is downloaded. And of course it's red. It probably is going to conflict with my Carl's texture pack. Okay, I did share that with you. Alright. Yeah, the open MW. Alright, so this is going to overwrite the textures that Carl's texture pack provides, but I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna install it anyway, and then I'm gonna start up the game and do a new gameplay I'd like to see what these parallax textures look like, because they're certainly impressive in the screenshots. Alright, so that's installed. Alright, let me start up the game. Let's see what this looks like. Well, game. It certainly is taking yeah, I actually started putting my mods together Thursday of last week. And I should have been done by now. But I just got it in my head that I thought I could use Mod Organizer to mod the Oblivion game. And there probably is a genuine way to do it. But I had such a difficult time with it. Pretty much next to impossible. And so I spent several hours Thursday and then several hours Friday trying to get Mod Organizer to mod the game. And so those 2 days were lost because I couldn't get it to work. I just decided I'll scrap it. I'll reinstall the game and I'll just start fresh with Oblivion Mod Manager, which is what I did on Saturday. And there was still a number of problems that I was having. And so basically on Sunday is when I actually, you know what? Let me just, I've already got a early save. So basically the modding that I did late Saturday night, early Sunday is when I got my best modding done. So yeah, these are the parallax textures, and they Well, they give a pretty impressive three-dimensional look to everything. That's just amazing. I mean, that is just really impressive. I'm still having issues with Mod Organizer 2. There doesn't seem to be a decent tutorial for it. Actually, if you check in with Gamer Poets, because Mod Organizer 2 was the application that I was using Thursday and Friday. And it had been a while since I used the first Mod Organizer application, and so I didn't watch Gamer Poet's tutorial on Mod Organizer 2. Instead, I watched Gopher's tutorial on the first Mod Organizer because I really didn't think there would be much difference between the two of them. But now I'm kind of thinking maybe there is. Gosh, this is just this parallax thing is really quite impressive.
I must surely be dead, and in the halls of Azure to look upon such a vision. You are so beautiful, my dear Dunmermaid. One of the guards owes me a favor, you know. I could get us put in the same cell. Would you like that? You should have some
what title are you modding with Mod Organizer 2?
Yeah, you heard me. No matter what the law says, no matter what they told you, you're going to die in here. You're going to die. Hey, you hear that?
I suspect, although, that the Mod Organizer applications are best suited for the later Bethesda titles, you know, primarily the Skyrim and Special Edition, and then Fallout 4.
My job right now is to
all of the older titles are probably best suited for
Yes, Your Majesty.
Oblivion Mod Manager and Wire Bash and Nexus Mod Manager.
Only to the Blades. No one can follow us through here. What's this prisoner doing here? This cell is supposed to be off limits.
Usual mix-up with the watch.
Never mind. Get that gate open. Stand back, prisoner. We won't hesitate to kill you if you get in our way.
Yes, ma'am. Gee whiz.
No sign. Stay put, prisoner.
Good. Let's go. We're not out of this yet.
You. I've seen you. Let me see your face. You.
Boy,
Gods.
He's really washed out there, isn't he?
You.
Please, sire, we must keep moving. Better not close this one. There's no way to open it from the other side.
Looks like this is your lucky day. Just stay out of our way.
Yeah, Gamer Poets is just, along with Gopher, one of the best YouTubers that do tutorials. And primarily because they just speak in a clear, concise manner. And they just share the information in such a way that it's really easy to follow along and to understand how everything works.
For the Emperor!
Protect yourself.
Die! For the Emperor!
Are you all right, sire? We're clear for now. She's dead. Sorry, sire. We have to keep moving.
There's trouble ahead.
So yeah, these parallax textures This is,
They won't be the first to underestimate the relay.
this really is the way to go. Spark, learn destruction spell.
I'll take point. Let's move.
You stay here, prisoner. Don't try to follow us.
Alright. Alright. Alright guys, I'm gonna do, let's see, that was... That was Gecko's Imperial Dungeon. Okay. Pretty impressive stuff. Let's see. Parallax Cities and Gecko's Alien Ruins. Alright. You know what? I thought for sure I had a retextured mod for horses that I really wanted to you know what? I don't know why I've got that. Zera horse stables. So I'm going to do a couple more mods. I'm going to add a couple more mods, guys. And I'll check the game again, and then I need to get going. It's really early in the morning, and I need to hit the bed because I got to go to work later this afternoon today, so local guard features. Mr. Silka's farm animals, but that's not what I'm looking for. Horse stable. Maybe this is the one. It's possible to buy new horses. Palomino, Gypsy, Pinto, Appaloosa, and Percheron horses. "15 different horses, new bridles, and saddle textures." Alright, but this is not, that is not the, mod that I'm looking for. Betty's new horse. You can get the Roach horse from Witcher series, but that's not really the one I'm after. Remodeled horses. Here it is. Vanilla horses with a new shape. Let's see, remodeled horses. There we go. Hey DG, how's it going? I'm actually not going to be here for much longer. I'm downloading a parallax mod. Oh, there, it's all done. And then I'm going to download a couple other couple other mods and then I'm going to run the game. See how stable it is. And then I need to go ahead and head out. Get me some rest since I gotta go back to work later this afternoon. I can't wait. Welcome back, Jedi. Finally getting rain the next couple of days, so the kids that are forced home from school have to stay inside. Some quietness for once. I can't wait until they have to go to school again around May 11th. You're referring to summer school, DG? Alright, let's go ahead and get these remodeled horses. I mean, I guess that's the only schooling I could think that occurs in the month of May would be some sort of summer schooling. Ah, this is another mod by Betty. She really has some fairly impressive mods for Oblivion. Just pick up the normal school tasks again. They plan to reopen them in May as kids don't form a threat from the virus. Okay, so they're going to basically make up for the schooling that they lost in the month of March and April then, huh? Or I guess that's kind of what it sounds like. Alright. Now I'll do one more. One more mod. And then I'll run the game, and then I need to go ahead and call it quits for the time being. Where is... let's see. Well, for goodness sake, I just had... They had school by way of the internet, but I doubt it was very effective. Yeah, I don't know what you could really accomplish with schooling in by way of the internet. Well, good grief. I just had that mod available a little bit ago. The teachers, the school staff, and parents do, however, pose a threat, in my opinion, still. Think it's too early. It's 1918 all over again. Well, I don't know, Jedi. I mean, I suppose it could be that, but I guess... And of course, you have to kind of be careful about what you read. You know, coming from the internet or any place else, but the way I've been reading about the virus, or I guess the way I understand it, is at least 50% of the deaths that have occurred as a result of it have been people that are like 60 years or older, and people that have that already have, you know, some kind of serious disease like cancer, pneumonia, or some other, you know, people that are already sick with some other serious illness. Now, certainly young people can get it and die from it and suffer from it. I mean, I certainly don't deny that. But it just seems like the virus, as far as deaths are concerned, it seems like it's really targeting, you know, the elderly and people that who already have some serious diseases. With proper measures and distancing from the teachers, I doubt it's going to be a huge issue. We'll see. I hope you're right. Yeah, I mean, again, teenagers and young children can get the virus and even die from it, but it seems like the percentage rate for that happening is greatest among, you know, again, the elderly and or people with who already have really serious diseases that they're dealing with. But yeah, generally speaking, I mean, if you just follow the precautions, I think most people will do just fine. And I would highly suspect, oh, here it is. I would highly suspect that there's probably a number of people, probably far too many people than we would like to acknowledge, who have actually had the virus and have become immune to it. I mean, I think there's a large majority of the general population that is that way. Let's see, that was the remodeled horse. Okay. In my province, there's no return to school date yet. Yeah, that's kind of the way it is here in Oklahoma, or at least in Tulsa, here in the States. What I read is that the reason some healthy young people end up in the intensive care is because their immune system has really extreme reaction. It's not the virus per se. Yeah, and that's another thing that has kind of bothered me about this whole virus thing is there's been attempts to require intensive care staff or medical staff to, like when a person dies, there's been attempts to require medical care or intensive care unit staff to just, you know, just kind of blatantly write down that the person died from the virus, even if they didn't really die from the virus. So I've just always been a little bit skeptical about these numbers of people that are claiming to have died from the virus, when actually they probably died from some other illness, such as a compromised immune system. Now, certainly that doesn't, you know, that could mean that the virus had something to do with it, but I don't believe that's in every case, Or like if somebody dies from cancer, then the medical staff is required to write down that the person died from the virus. Well, they didn't die from the virus, they died from the cancer. So I'm just, I guess I've really become rather skeptical of people that throw these numbers around of what it is that these people are dying from. I mean, it would really be helpful to have, you know, the most honest and genuine record of who is dying from what specific illness or ailment. And if they die from the virus, then that's what needs to be recorded. But if they're dying from some other ailment, or if they're dying because they had a compromised immune system, then that's what needs to be put on the record. You know, there needs to be an honest reckoning of what it is that these people are dying from. Did that? I thought I had that as a data folder. At least we managed to get some hand sanitizer. Yeah, that's actually something that's pretty readily available. I don't know about masks or gloves, but sanitizer is pretty readily available. That's another thing they don't know yet. People will be immune if they had it. Yeah, it's really, I mean, it really is hard to tell who's immune from it and who isn't, of course. I think that only happened in a few states, at least not up here in Canada. Yeah, it would just help if there was a, if we just allowed the medical staff to accurately record what it is that a person is dying from. You know, instead of just whitewashing everybody and saying they're all dying from the virus, when they're not all dying from the virus. They're dying because of old age, because of natural causes, or they're dying because they have a compromised immune system, or they're dying because they have this ailment or sickness, or because they have heart problems, and therefore that's what needs to be put on the record. I read about that as well. I'm sure the reports from our country are honest. They think the people who had a mild variant won't be immune, or those that just get a mild cold like the illness from it. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it would take for a person to be immune from the virus. That's something else. I don't know if you could ever actually test for something like that. Maybe you could, I suppose. I don't know. The main problem is too many people in the world, families with 3 to 6 children. Well, it certainly, with a large family, it certainly makes it more difficult to avoid contact, I guess. Let's see here. Did I not, thought I did a save when I was in Shadenhall. I guess I didn't. Let's see. How do I get rid of the depth of field? Ah, here it is. Oh, where's my, there it is. Wow, 24... Or wait, 248 frames? Wow. Alright. Oh. Is that because I turned, is that because I turned bloom off? Wow, I turned bloom off and it made everything dark. Alright, I guess I'll leave it on. Alright. Look at nature. When there are too many mice, more owls will show up. In our case, we have a virus taking care of it. Yeah, I guess so. So are you saying that the virus is kind of culling the population of people on the planet? Which, I mean, I guess it could be, but for a dark elf, your character is really cute compared to the vanilla game. Yeah, that's the Oblivion Character Overhaul version 2 mod. And that basically affects the look of the character, but there's also hair mods and textures that you can add to it. Gosh, I love that sun glare. Okay, so I can't do any fast traveling to Shadenhall. I thought I did a save there. I'll have to check out that mod myself. Yeah, it certainly is one of my favorites. I mean, it's always... I mean, on the rare occasions that I play Oblivion, it's always one of my go-to mods just because of what it does to the characters.
What do you want? Fighting's easy. Just lead them out on the water and shoot them full of holes. If you've got a bow, of course, and can walk on water. Farewell.
Well, a virus has as much right to exist. Perhaps we should fight this one last time and learn from it. People live shoulder to shoulder these days. Well, I guess that depends on where you live. Where I live, we're not that crowded here in Tulsa. Now, if you go to places like Las Vegas or New York City, or really your big cities is where your large population of people and congestion is going to be. You know, you get out into the suburbs and out into the countryside, and there's, you know, very few people living close together. My current mod count, I've at least got 50 mods running. I'm pretty certain of that. I don't know specifically what the total number is, but I'm certain I've got at least 50. I might have 60, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, 50 mods for the game is, I mean, most people's computers nowadays, if they're fairly up-to-date, you know, desktops or laptops, you should be able to run a game with 50 mods without too much problem. I mean, even like right now, my game is still lagging and stuttering. Oh. I'm already getting a graphical error of some kind there. Yeah, I'll definitely be putting together a, oh gosh. This is not good. Well, I bet it's those, horse mods I just downloaded. Because that's where the graphical problems are coming from, is the horses. So yeah, I mean, I'll definitely put together a mod list and put it up on my paste bin page, and then I can share that link with everybody. So this is the parallax texture. That's really quite something. There's actually a actually, I want to try to find the armory. course, this is Carl's texture pack. Let's see, was this it? This might have been it, yeah. It really just gives an amazing three-dimensional depth to the various textures. Let me see what it looks like in the daytime. I don't have anything in the way of a sprint mod at the moment. Yeah, the characters, they run pretty fast.
Good morning. What can I do for you? He's that thief that the Imperial Watch are always going on about. He likes to steal from rich folk.
I hope Otessa's taking care of herself. She's a gifted healer. She spends all her time helping others.
Bye.
So that's a pretty decent way to do it. That looks pretty good. Pretty nice stuff.